What's going on, everybody? This is Oliver Twixt, the head nerd in charge, telling you to make sure you tune in every Thursday, of course, to see me. And you can see my other friends and family doing the things of the things of the things. Listen, you do not want to miss it. It is family fun and crazy chaos. It's always some going on from it's so many twists and turns. You do not want to miss this.
ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. Get back, get back. Get back, get back, get back, get back. Get back, get back. Get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go.
Hey, boo.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Just peachy.
Happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's Eve. My.
The tides have turned because usually you're the top one, and now I've made you the top.
Listen, I was just saying that. I was like, I'm so used to being the one at the top. This is different being the one at the bottom.
It's okay, boo. I'm gonna be soft on you. I'll be easy. You know what I mean? I'll take it slow, and we'll work from there. But I've been trying to talk to you now for like over a month because we've all been stuck in quarantine, in this miserable existence lately. But one thing that has gotten me through many days is all these interviews you've been putting together, and you do it so flawlessly and fine. And it's really been a joy, and it's clearly been resonating with so many people because you just hit 1 million views on YouTube. So when did that happen? Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
And how did it feel? I mean, it must feel incredible, right?
Yeah, it was very emotional for me because at the top of this year, I put on my vision board that I wanted to go viral. I know a lot of people may not be familiar with what I do, but like I'm a part of like a reality TV show that's on YouTube, and then I have gay parents who are like really big on social media, and then my clients are really big on social media. So it was important to me in 2020 that like I created my own Oliver Twist thing, and then I looked up, and then I'm doing this. So it was like, wow, I wrote it out, and I did it.
And you did it, and you're still doing it. I mean, like what you've been able to do with such a beloved show. I mean, I know it's generated a lot of controversy over the past couple of years because of, we're all looking back on it with 2020 eyes now and seeing how problematic it was, but it's still a show that we all have watched since day one. So my next question I wanted to ask you is, obviously you're a fan. I mean, you're a super fan. I believe, I'm 34. I believe the first season started airing when I was like a sophomore or junior in high school in like 2003. So were you a fan from the get, or did you, like, I'm a huge fan of Big Brother, but I didn't get into it until years later. Like, have you been a fan from the beginning?
So yes, actually. Okay, yes and no. So by the time I found out about Top Model, they probably were like in their third season going into their fourth season, because like when Evil won, that was like a big thing for the Black community. It was like a really, really big thing. And so I caught cycle 3 at the end, and then from cycle 4 I was watching in real time.
I actually, because I did watch it from the beginning, and because it used to be on UPN, which primarily was a network geared for African Americans, I was kind of surprised that it took them 3 seasons to make that. Do you get what I'm saying here? Like, I mean, I'm very glad that Joanna and Adrian won, and I think they deserve to win, but I was just very surprised And I still have my fantasy of, and no offense to Amanda here, but I always envisioned the top three in season 3 to be Eva, Yaya, and Takara. That would have been
iconic.
Yeah, that would have been the best thing ever, because I felt that Takara's elimination was just so unfair. And I think she was the first and still really the best plus size girl the show has ever had, and
I
really
agree.
could have given Eva and Yaya a run for their money and been our first big girl winner, as opposed to Whitney, who I'm not even going to get into that. What inspired you to start all this? Because I think it started a couple of months ago, but like, how did you make this happen?
Okay, so I'm gonna close my blinds right fast. The light is bothering me. So what happened was I saw Jay started doing his Jay's chats, right? And this is before I met him, and him and I became acquainted. And I was so entertained and so like drawn in with his Jay's chats, but like I could sense, and of course in later conversations of him and I talking, he wasn't saying everything just out of respect, and he's someone who works in the industry, so he can't put it all out there. And I was like, well, I'm basic. I ain't got no ties to nobody. I don't know no one. And, I had a substantial following by then. So I was like, you know what, let me just start reaching out to some of the girls and ask the fan questions that the fans want to know, that I want to know. Because I've watched Top Model backwards, forwards, upside, and I've watched every cycle, every episode like 1,000 times. And I was like, there's a bunch of questions that we really want to know. And I love you, Jay Manuel, but you're really not talking about the things that we really, really, really want to know. So let me just put my foot out there and see if I can get a little traction. And then it just started with one girl, and then 2 girls, and then 3 girls. And then the audience started growing, and they started sending their requests, and it just became a thing.
Yeah, now you're getting those badges, you're getting that money. I see you. You've done, what I like about you is that you're not, there's a word I want to use here, but I can't figure it out. You're not just pulling from the top 4 of each season. You're picking girls that some went home very early. Like, my personal favorite interview that you did was with Kelly from season 3, just because it was my favorite season. And, looking back at it, I'm like, they did this girl so freaking dirty with so many things. And then to hear her say everything she said, I'm like, oh yeah, well, this all makes sense, obviously. I know they're all your children to a certain degree, your Instagram Live children, but has there been a favorite interview you've done so far? Like the one you just did with Gina, I thought was fantastic too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I have, dang it. That's not right. I can't do that. Okay. I'm going to try, and I'm going to give my reasons. Can I do like a top 5?
Sure.
Okay. So top 5 favorite definitely is Shandy. I think Shandy was the first one that I walked into it thinking I was going to get one thing. And as I try to tell the people all the time, I don't talk to these girls before I go live with them. It's really me just hitting them up. And I'm like, hey, do you want to do this? We go back and forth about like time and scheduling. And then that's it. I send them a graphic. So when I'm talking to them live, that's my first time speaking to them. And I think I walked into the whole Shandy situation thinking she was going to be one way. And so when I saw she was like a completely different way and she was so vocal, I just got my entire life. I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing. You're so likable and you're telling us all the things. That was a good one. The Alicia one, the Alicia White one I did, I really liked that one because she was just very vulnerable and very honest in some of the things that she felt, And I appreciated that, something like the mental strain Top Model put on her, the emotional strain. Right. That was a good one. What else? What's another that was a good one? The one with Eugenia was a good one. That was a good one. Oh my God. Yes, Eugenia. Eugenia was a good one. The one I just did with Anne was so freaking funny to me. Yes. Like, she was so funny. And dang it. Okay, I'm going to say, dang it, this is so not right. Okay. The last spot, was that 4?
Mm-hmm.
The last spot I would give to Corey.
Okay. Yes.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Glad you got a guy in there, which I'm very...
There'll be more guys.
Yeah, there's a bunch more I loved. I mean, I love for you to chat with Niall if that works. I know he's kind of hard to get. The Anne one made me laugh my ass off because she really should consider doing comedy, because her type of humor is my kind of humor. Like when she was just like, "Wait, Amanda's not blind yet."
And I text Amanda. I was like, Amanda, don't get offended. But Amanda, oh damn it. But you know what? Okay, it's so hard for me to say which is my favorite ones. Amanda and I talk a lot. Amanda and I talk a lot now. So I think people would be surprised. Joanna and I talk a lot. Renee and I talk a lot. I'm trying to think who else. Me and Gina talk here and there. Anto and I talk here and there. Kenya. Oh, I forgot about Kenya. So I texted Amanda. I was like, Amanda, please don't be whatever. She was like, girl, I don't care about that shit.
Well, Anne had a point though, because half of her storyline was that I'm going blind by 30, and now she's still seeing. So I just thought Anne's reaction was hilarious. And then when she gave a shout out to like her soon-to-be ex-husband, I thought that was freaking as well. Just like, and I love how she really explained the whole Eva situation, because that was a huge part of her storyline too. But also the fact that everything she did was like taking bad photos. But looking back at it now, I'm like, if anything, the models should have been the one to look at everything they did, choose one that they like, and then they can really fairly get judged, as opposed to production. I'm going to use allegedly here because my ass ain't getting sued. Production, like, you know, manipulating things to, which leads me to my next question. A lot of the girls have spilled some ridiculously good tea, because I could do my impression of you where it's like, so like story, and then you're just like this. Like, for a solid 30 seconds before you realize you're like, oh wait, shit, I'm in the middle of an interview. So what has there been one particular story that has really like shocked you the most out of everything?
I can't just do one, because it's so hard. Okay, so recently I did one with McKee, who won Cycle 11. And when she told me that final photo of her and Tyra, because usually in our brains that watch, we think that this is something that they did together. She was like, no, Tyra wasn't even there. That was photoshopped from her pictures with Jasleen. And I was like, no! That one was a shocker to me. What was another shocker to me? Oh, when Eugenia was like, Tyra told Monet that she was a bitch, and I was like, what? No. When Alicia said that she allegedly when they weren't filming that they were made to like turn around and not look at her as something, or it was something like that. Or when Tiana, Cycle 12 winner, was like, she walked down the hallway next to Tyra and Tyra said nothing to her. And then like 2 seconds later, when they were on the stage, Tyra was like, oh my God, I love Tiana and all that. Tiana was like, I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes.
And someone somewhere has the footage of what Natalie really said to everyone. It's out there. And I would pay money for that. I would do some pay-per-view shit for that, just to see Natalie drag the living hell out of all four of them. Because I do find it a little suspect that they would do Tiffany So Dirty in her season by releasing that entire thing that Tyra did, which we laugh on, but if you really look at it, Tiffany didn't deserve any of that. She just wasn't. She just was like, it is what it is. I'm going to go home. I did what I did. But Tyra wanted her moment, obviously. But then Natalie, who is white, gets exempt from people really showing what it is. And they edited it so down to where you could tell it was even edited to where it was a fake hug. She leaves. I just found that a little suspect, that's all. Because why'd you want it, not the other? Don't you want ratings? Don't you want people tuning into a show that at that point, this was season, 11, the ratings were starting to kind of go down a little bit, so why not include that in there? Like, I have questions, that's all.
So do I.
You and I could do a show together on this where we could just constantly being like, why did this happen? Why didn't this happen? Because I was invested in the show for so long, and like I said, when you look at these shows with 2020 eyes compared to when it was on in 2006, where things, you could kind of get away with certain things. Like, I didn't like how Kenya was accosted by that male model in South Africa. Like, why was this allowed to happen? Like, this is problematic. Like, I can go on and on. There's one particular model that there's a couple models that I'm still waiting for you to get. Like, I know you're doing Jenna today, which is a big one, because I know every time I look at people are usually like Jenna, because I think arguably was robbed by Scandalicia and all those. You've heard that nickname before, haven't you?
I have. Y'all, let me tell you, y'all do not play with these girls at all. I just be like, oh my God.
saying, you know, I mean, she's a beautiful girl, but like that season really had, I think, there were so many other girls that I think should have won season 9. Like I thought Bianca was fantastic. I thought Heather was great, but I'm glad that you got Jenna. Who is the one girl that you have been trying so hard and you haven't been able to lock in yet?
Okay, so of course there is I call them the Holy Trinity. The 3 girls that everyone wants me to talk to. That is Jade Cole, that is Tiffany, and that is Angelique Preston.
Yeah.
And I will give you an official update on all 3. Okay. Starting with Jade. Jade is not active on social media. However, she recently just posted something on Instagram and she accepted my request to follow her. So I'm in her Instagram now. So every time, like, I DM'd her, I commented underneath her post. The fans out there who follow Jade have been commenting. So listen, if you guys really want Jade to do an interview, I need you guys to freaking bombard her comment section with @he is Oliver Twixt wants to do a top ANTM exclusive with you. Okay, so that's that update. Tiffany, I can't find her anywhere on social media. But one of the fans, these fans out here are so crafty. They found her phone number and sent it to me. And I was like, I'm not gonna call this lady. I'm not doing all that now. Y'all call her and y'all tell her to come talk to me. I'm not calling her. So that's where we are with that. And then Angelique, I've actually spoken to Angelique several times. And I don't think she minds me sharing this. Her reason was that I'm not gonna spill everything, but she had something planned. And she said when she was going to let that be public to the world, then she would do an interview with me. But then she updated me and let me know that like that was no longer in the works and that she'll let me know. And, you know, we chit chat here and there. But the fans once again did some homework and they sent me some. I don't know how true this is. Let me preface this. I don't know how true this is. This is just what was sent to my desk. There was some court papers of like a settlement and supposedly she can't talk about it. I don't know. I haven't asked her because I'm a little bit I'm afraid. And maybe after this, I might as well just go ahead and ask her. I'd have told y'all now. But that's what the girls who sent to me, these court papers about her not. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Well, if it happens for any of the 3, trust and believe that everyone that's in, I will be tuning in because I think those are 3 of the most polarizing people to ever be on the show.
I'm gonna get them.
Yes, I would. If I can name a couple more off for you, because I'm sure you've already been in the works.
Tell me.
Would love to, Cara. Like I said, I'm a gigantic fan of hers. Kaylin would be great because I know she's done a really big transformation since, being the runner-up to Naima, who I know you've interviewed before. Would love Nick or Bree.
I've tried Nick.
Because Nick is, I think another arguable thing with the fan base is that she should have won over Nicole. I still have no idea how Nicole even made it that far because I thought she was just she's a pretty girl, obviously, but her attitude and personality the whole time was just so grating. And then her photos to me were always like, okay. But Nick was, I think, the true winner that season. Danny Evans would be great. I think a big person, too, that was also very polarizing that I see a lot in the comments section, you either love or hate her, is Melrose. Melrose would be fantastic as well.
I've talked to Melrose.
Okay, good. Oh, you have talked to Melrose?
Well, I haven't done a live with her, but I've talked to her.
Okay, good, because I'm like, wait a minute. Because and then someone's just saying Robin, and I'm guessing Robin from season 1, and I only want to know what Robin's response is to the whole like shaking her titties thing in front of Mr. J. If you remember that, I want to know what her side to that is because no one really knew what the hell was going on here. So if Robin even has social media, I would love that as well. Obviously, just these are my people. So. So you're doing these. I know you're doing. These are primarily Instagram Live and YouTube. But like Oliver, you're so good at what you do. Like I want to see this on a bigger platform. So do you have plans to put this on like a talk show? Like what do you have going on?
Everyone has been saying that, and I think it's one of those things where you guys are seeing something that I don't see, and I remind everyone who watches it. I'm like, listen, this just started off as me just being nosy. I don't really have. I don't think I really have a talk show host type thing. Like this is just me just talking to these girls and just trying to make them feel comfortable and just trying to connect with them and, you know, get the questions answered. But, you know, people have been saying this, so I don't know, maybe I should look into it and think about it. Listen, if there's anyone watching that wants to give me the things of the things, listen.
Do
as
it.
long as you got your 1099, I'll be right there. Hello.
I'm saying, like, you because you already said this in the in our chat right now, like at the beginning of the year you wanted to become viral by the end of the year, and you manifested that. So why not for 2021? And hopefully with 2021 we can get the fuck out of our apartments and do these things in person, as opposed to going through 8,000 steps just to make sure we're not giving each other COVID. Hopefully at some point in 2021 we can, you know, do this in real life kind of thing. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, make it happen. Because
I do know, like, I'm gonna start back traveling soon, and so, like,
same.
just to give you guys a little bit of inside scoop, like, I'm from Fort Lauderdale. Anshul lives down there. Renee lives down there. Kenya lives down there. There's another girl who lives down there outside of Tiffany. There's another girl I've talked to that lives in that area. But I was gonna do like, I was gonna get like an Airbnb and invite them over, and, you know, just talk, chit chat, have fun, you know, whatnot. So those are some of the things I'm going on. But like I said, maybe I do need to write on my vision board some type of official top model talk. I don't know. What would it be? You tell me. Like, you talk to me. What would it be?
Just going beyond the ANTM thing and interviewing people, because it's like, look, I do this a lot. If you look at our IGTV, I'm primarily the one that does this for our Instinct, and something that's very, very tough to do. And you talk to these girls for like an hour and a half, 3 hours. I see the videos. I'm like, damn, I got to get a snack in between watching these videos because this is long as hell. But you're good at keeping the conversation going. Doing IG Live, you're live. Like, it's very, very hard sometimes if there's like a lull or, you know, a transition, but you're good at keeping it going and keeping it fluid. So why not expand out of that? Bitch, I'm giving you fucking advice. You better be paying me some 1099 shit now.
How much is it? Tell me. I got you.
No, I'm kidding. Just take what you're doing with ANTM and expand it into, you know, I know you're friends with TS Madison. I know you're friends with some of the Married to Medicine girls. Like, TS did a show, didn't she? Like, come pick me, or I'll pick you up or something. Like, do something like a digital series like that. Don't copy her stuff. I don't want her coming after me. But, you know, just these are just ideas. That's all.
Okay. So here's the thing. I try to be very. I try to walk a very careful line. I try to walk a very careful line because, you know, I'm affiliated with some people that you guys don't know yet, that you guys will know in a couple of months. So I try not to get my ass in trouble, you know. I try to stay away from certain things because a lot of these people, I do work for them. You know, I help them create content. I'm helping them with their YouTube channels. I'm helping them with graphics, marketing, and stuff like that. So I don't want to dive too much into the conversation of it all, you know, because, yeah, you know, I'm like, I just was at this woman's house. You know, how can I sit up and talk about it? You know what I'm saying?
No,
but I have been interested in probably doing like some other series I used to watch back in the day, like Flavor of Love. I used to watch all of those VH1 shows. I know Lacey, I believe that's her name. Lacey is doing it on YouTube, and I really didn't want to step on her shoes and do it. But I mean, Jay was doing it, and I kind of walked in, so why not?
Here's some advice for you, for someone that's been. I used to write for Us Weekly, OK Magazine. I've done the red carpet and everything, and I think it's really sweet that you're like, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. Just stay in your lane. Like, focus on what's best for you. And if anything, if these people that you care about, they'll support you in this. Like, they're not worried about. Do you get what I'm saying here? They're not worried about you if they're really your genuine friends in this industry, because we all know people in this industry that are good and bad, but the good ones will support you, and the bad ones who I've had so many haters, and I've been in New York City for 10 years. I've had so many haters hate on my writing, whatever, but guess what? I'm still living in New York City getting paid for what I do and doing it well. So
cheers to that.
Yes. So this on top of ANTM, this is also like a very big gay publication that you're talking to, and I know you sometimes post videos with your very adorable partner, who is so cute, and I think he's appeared in some of your videos. So how long have you guys been together, and like, how did you two meet? Can you tell us the story?
Yes, John, they're asking me about you. I keep telling you, you're famous now. He doesn't want to believe it. I'm like, Quez, everyone knows who you are. So, okay, to make a very long story short, I met him, the first time I actually met him was in 19 when I opened up as the artist for TS Madison's Queen Supreme Court. And Funky Dineva had sent me to the bar to get him some Hennessy, but I had to pee. So as I was placing the Hennessy order, I always remember this man who had a grill in the bottom of his mouth who like grabbed me by my shoulder. And I mean, you know, if y'all want to scroll down my page and see how I was looking that night, I was looking very, you know, my chest was out, the hair was lifted, the booty was out. I was looking good because I had to get on stage. And I remember this man grabbing me by my arm, not like tugging me, but like, hey, with the grill in his mouth, and was like, hey, you know, what's going on? You know, whatever. And I remember like talking to him. I was like, okay, stay right here. I got to go pee. I'll be right back. And I went and used the restroom, but I don't ever remember him and I like having any other conversation. Fast forward into 2020, literally almost a year later, he follows me on Instagram. I don't remember who he is. I just, you know, was at TS Madison's house actually, and we were in break between filming something, and I was on my social media and I saw he followed me. And sometimes, you know, I'll click on the faces just to see who it is. And I was scrolling down his page and I was like, oh, okay. Hey. So I DM'd him because he had liked like a bunch of my photos. So I DM'd him and I was like, hey, are you in Atlanta? And he was like, no, I'm in Miami. So I was in my brain, I was like, oh, the girls can never have fun. But he was like, I tried to talk to you a year ago and you swerved me.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, girl, I was gagged. And I was like, well, I'm here now. We go together now. And then, so that was like January 2020. Yes, that was January 20. Oh my God, it's been a year. That was in January 2020. We talked like every day. And then he came and visited me for my birthday in February, like a month later. And then after that, he moved up here maybe like 2 to 3 weeks later.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Called your shit, damn. I mean, Jesus, like that's quick.
But it was just like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if you ever had that feeling when you just meet someone and you look at them and they look back at you. It's just like, both of you guys just know, like we just knew. And so actually we're about to celebrate a year in a couple of weeks. The best thing that happened to me in 2020, I don't think I could have gotten through Corona and the Atlanta riots and, you know, some of the projects I had going on that I had to participate this year. I don't think I could have gotten through any of that without him being here. And I love him so much, and I cannot wait to have his children.
By the way, Alicia's in the conversation right now. I don't know if you've been seeing the...
Alicia White, what's going on? Back on them. Big up yourself.
Love you some, Alicia. I mean, so you kind of dropped hints of this, but do you have any, besides Jenna, any other big interviews coming out in the next couple of weeks? Like anything you can spill about your career that you're about to embark on?
Well, in terms of the top model chats, I'm going to keep doing them. It originally started off as me wanting to do one from every cycle, but it has now, of course, it's turned into like this whole thing. So I'm trying to get through all the ones that like I still want to talk to and that the girls want me to talk to, the people that watch want me to talk to. And then I'm eventually going to start branching off to try to talk to some of the judges. And eventually, I'm going to see if I can talk to Mother Tyra herself. Eventually. I would love to talk to her. I'm on Chasing Atlanta. That's on YouTube. It's a big LGBT unscripted reality TV show that's on YouTube. That's premiering right now every Wednesday on the Chasing Reality YouTube page. And then I have another project coming up that I can't say, but just make sure that your cable bill is paid on your nice television device. Yeah.
That's probably the funniest thing you said in our entire chat is make sure the cable bill is paid, because obviously I understand what you're saying there. All right, so before we go, I've been asking a lot of other like celebrities like very similar 2020 questions. So one question I want to ask, or there's two. What was your favorite show that you binge watched while stuck inside?
Oh my God, we just finished watching Lovecraft Country. And see, I'm one of those girls where I'll see everyone talking about something and I'll be like, I don't want to listen. I don't want to watch. I don't want to go. But like, I'll eventually like circle back around like months later. And we just watched Lovecraft Country this week. And I was in tears. I was in fear. I was in shock. I was laughing. It was, oh my God, it was so good. So good.
It's very good. I just binge watched The Flight Attendant, the one with Kaylee Cuoco, and it's very, very good too. It's not what you thought. I actually went into it without any context. I thought it was just going to be some cute girl flying the world and fucking everything inside, and I would have been like, yes, like COVID fantasies that we can't do right now. Occur, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this situation. And my fantasy went away after like 5 seconds. But yeah, those two very good shows this year. HBO's been doing well, and obviously I say this in pretty much every IG live, but they can do Insecure for 40 seasons and I will never get tired of it. I will watch Issa go into her 60s with that show because I think it's one of the best shows ever on television, especially over the past decade. She's like how you want to manifest talking to Tyra. I want to do that with Issa because I think she's absolutely brilliant. So I just had to get that out there. So, did you watch Insecure or no?
So let me preface this by saying that Issa is one of my idols in terms of she is a creator who created her own content. She's behind the scenes as well as in front of the camera. Like she's one of my inspirations. I have not seen a single episode of Insecure yet.
Well, it's on HBO. It's on streaming, so.
I'm going to catch up. It is not that I don't want to watch it, but again, it's one of those things where it's like, when I log on to Twitter and I see everybody talking about something, I'm just like, oh, girl, what is going on? I don't want to watch this. I was the same way with Down in the Valley where the girls is naked. What is it called? P-Valley. I was saying, what was it? P-Valley. I didn't want to watch it because everyone was talking about it. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, my God, this is so good. So I'm pretty sure I'll feel the same way about Insecure when I watch it.
Wait, isn't Tyler Lepley on P-Valley?
I don't know people by names. What does he look like?
He is. I'll send you his Instagram after this. Because my next and final question was going to be, who is your hall pass? Your celebrity hall pass?
What does that mean?
Like if your partner's like, you can go and have one night with this guy. Like
Oliver Twixt.
What?
Oliver Twixt. Girl, I don't play that over here. We don't do no hall passes. Your ass better sit in your chair.
All right, that's fine. Look, I had to ask.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Right,
it's okay. I don't play all that.
All right,
guillotine chop his ass.
All right, that's fine. I mean, look, I'm single, so if anyone in this comment section is into cute bears, hit me up. But if even when I had a boyfriend, I'd be like, hey, I would there are certain celebrities that I just think are very, very, like, even with ANTM, like, you look at the later seasons with, like, Niall DeMarco and Keith Carlos, like, the 2 male winners. I mean, good Lord. If that isn't a who'd you rather, I don't know what is.
But you know what? Can I be honest with you? Well, okay, yes, they look great. They are attractive, but that's not my type of man, Like, I like a little gut. I like some arms. I like a nice chest. I want a full beard. I want to feel like there's barbecue chicken sauce somewhere on you, and like you just went fishing. You can change a tire. You eat boiled peanuts. You the only thing you know how to cook is hot dogs and spaghetti. It's to me that's more like manly and realistic to me than like some 6-packs and stuff like that. It's like, girl, you know how many men with 6-packs I've seen get slaughtered down to the X tube? I don't want to see that.
All right.
Slaughtered.
You like them thick? That's fine, because that's what I've embraced this for over 10 years. My thickness, and that I live in New York City, belly of the beast, where I see those 6-packs all the time, at the bars. But I've also go dance next to guys who are in very good shape, and I make more money than them at the end of the night because I think guys are more drawn to me because they're not that scared compared to these 6-pack dudes, who many of them are in Puerto Vallarta right now, if you've been following that tea as well. So, I don't know if you've been keeping up with those stories, but oof. No traveling like right now. I'm staying put. So that's all I'm saying. I could go on and on about all that bullshit, but thank you so much for doing this today. I know you got another interview in like an hour. You're a busy boy, so you got to keep it going. Like I said, I'm gonna hope that in 2021, this whatever you're doing becomes much bigger for you, and you know, the sky's the limit for you because you're so fantastic, and you're very, very talented, Oliver. So congrats on your success so far.
Thank you. No, I thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, and like I said, I think it means so much more because when I started doing this was none of this was a part of the goal. It was just me being a fan, talking to these girls, and you know, as it just grew and all these things are happening, like it always makes me want to cry. I'm just not gonna cry for y'all. But I'm humbled by it. I appreciate it. It means so much to me. And it is an honor for me to occupy this space for all these fans talking about this show. And thank you so much for your kind words. It means a lot.
Of course. And if any of our followers are watching, follow him. Any of your followers watching, follow us. Because I'm trying to get us to, we're almost at 20,000 followers and we're getting really close. So yeah, follow both of us. And we're fantastic in our own ways. And to anyone watching, Happy New Year. And I'll hopefully talk to you soon, Oliver, okay?
Yes, and listen, you guys are over that Instinct magazine. If you guys want the Oliver to come over there and curate some content for you guys and, you know, do the things that the nerd has to do, call me. I know y'all got a nice stack of 1099s over there.
I'll tell my CEO, we'll talk, okay?
What'd you say?
I said we'll talk. We'll definitely talk. We'll be in touch.
Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it so much.
All right. Talk, guys.
What's going on, everybody? This is Oliver Twixt, the head nerd in charge, telling you to make sure you tune in every Thursday, of course, to see me. And you can see my other friends and family doing the things. Listen, you do not want to miss it. It is family fun and crazy chaos. It's always some shit going on it's so many twists and turns. You do not want to miss it.
ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. Get back, get back. Get back, get back, get back, get back. Get back, get back. Get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like